Every detective story starts the same way. A body, a question, a city that's seen worse.
But what if the body doesn't stay dead?
Tonight's case begins in a city made of paper.
Two detectives follow the rules. They chase leads. They trust patterns and slowly realize the patterns were never theirs.
This isn't a whodunit, it's a what are we?
Because when the ink starts to dry, some of us don't make the final draft.
This is Sketches of a Murder.
We're back. Couple Meat Productions. 25 years, 48 hours at a time. Today's a special episode.
The numbers are boring now.
No, they're not boring. We love numbers. Numbers like bits and bytes and ones and zeros.
I think numbers have finally caught up with us and have us bound up like their bitch.
That's probably true. I think that's fair. I think if you see what I do for a living, I'm numbers bitch. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. It's all part of the grand progression, isn't it?
Numbers?
Everything.
They are kind of a grand progression. You go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4.
Wait, what comes next?
Many other numbers come next.
Don't tease me like this, man.
To infinity.
How do we know what infinity is?
You can't. And there are some infinities that are bigger than other infinities.
Well, if you just know it goes to infinity and you don't know what infinity is, how do you know it goes there?
Because the smart guys with British accents tell me so.
Oh, the British guys, yeah. Or the German guys, one of the two, like Einstein and stuff.
So we're back once again to watch one of our absolute newest films, made in 2025, Sketches of a Murder, was a little bit of a different kind of 48-hour film.
Absolutely. I think this is our first time we really dove into the new methodologies and utilized AI in a manner that was productive and artistically somewhat satisfying.
I've since it started becoming accessible, creative use of AI has fascinated me. I remember, God, it was probably a year and a half ago when the AI slop that you saw was this trippy, surreal horror show of people morphing into weird things, all of that stuff that we're laughing at now. I was like, haha, that was amazing, because it was taking the algorithm and it was just seeing what the algorithm's creativity spit out. And all of the refinements that have happened have been killing the creativity of AI, which is why we as Cup of Meat are the chief people who should be using it.
Absolutely.
In their work.
If anybody should use it, it should be Cup of Meat, because we'll be good stewards of that power. I have very mixed feelings about AI. On one hand, I like the idea of being able to just generate as necessary, etc. But living in the data center capital of the world, I see what it's done to the area. I see how there's an entire reality of AI investment and decimation of current ecosystems and places and neighborhoods, all done before the infrastructure is ready to accept it. And it kind of makes me sad. It makes me really sad because it's all about the money.
Yeah, it's the acceleration of late stage capitalism killing what could have been an amazing creative tool.
Yeah. Yep.
For some other purpose.
Yeah, and it's driving with the path of assuming value and dollars, just like Facebook of sorts, right? Or Spotify, where they assume that somewhere they're going to make money from it, because they're not yet. Like you go to look at these data centers, or the ones coming, they don't even have power going to them. They're just running off diesels right now because there's no. Yep. They're not there. They're not ready.
And the economics of running off of diesels is probably baked in, and it's still probably ridiculously profitable.
I guess.
Off of fake money, maybe.
Yeah, off of fake money.
But those people who own the data centers, that's real money.
Yeah, my problems are the big ones. It's like gentrification or something like that. These concepts where they've taken, for example, this beautiful garden center, and they sold the plot for $150 million to go put in a data center, and they talk about the jobs and all that stuff. And once the construction's over, what's it take to run a data center? A couple people. That's it.
Nothing.
That's it. It's done.
But we're not going to get to the Matrix without doing that. I mean, I don't know why you're complaining.
No, I agree.
I saw Blade Runner.
Sandra Connor.
You saw Blade Runner.
I did see Blade Runner. Both ones.
You're the southern tip of Mega City 1. Why are you complaining?
Why? Yeah, can't understand why.
AI is it's always a touchy subject, because like my kids hate AI. I think there's something inherent in their generation where they just see the threat and just are going to do everything they can to hate it.
Can't argue.
But as a tool, it is amazing what you can do.
I agree. I agree. It's amazing how you can just say, I want this thing shot from this angle to go do this thing at this point. And in 20 minutes, after a couple revisions, you actually have an actual rendered video of that.
But what I think is worth scorn is companies like Coca-Cola using AI to generate their Christmas ad, because it looks not even debatably worse than when they hire real artists to create their spot. The AI looks worse, which means it's not that they're trying to be creative in a different way. They're trying to be cheap.
I think they're trying to tell their shareholders they're cutting edge and they're going to push forward and save money. I think it's everything's a market these days.
But Coca-Cola's brand, that is one of the linchpins of it. The polar bears, right? They've had a whole history of this Christmas spot. And it's a shame, because when AI is used well, I think it can allow for things that you could never have done without AI. Now, again, if I were making a big film for profit, AI would only be used if it was the right tool. So I would not use it to record a song. I would hire musicians to record a song because it would be arguably better. But if I'm making a 30-second YouTube short and want a original jingle, the fact that I can make one that sounds like it was professionally written and recorded.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny that, as all of you've seen, Cup of Meat's Countdown to Oblivion was a AI fest in many ways. an AI fest. You all remember it from New Year's Eve, right? So it's
and I will very humbly say I think it was pretty good use of AI.
I agree, because it certainly knew its concepts. They had that sort
And
of sarcastic tone of the '80s style.
and and the prompts all came out of my brain. I mean, we brought back the animated goat for his children's program.
Of course, who wouldn't bring him back? Farmer Fred was happy to see it.
So the film we're talking about today, Sketches of Murder, is a, as we said in the closing of the last episode, is a meta film because it both utilizes AI in selective ways, but it is also a statement.
Yes, yeah, absolutely a statement about AI. One would say we didn't go so far as to be, like many Cup of Meat films, to be 100% clear what our message was at the end on purpose. But I think that's where we're at.
We shall see as we watch
Sketches
Sketches
of a Murder.
of a Murder.
So, as they always say, if you teach a cat to bark, do not be surprised when the mice throw a party.
When we first started doing the competition, riding dinosaurs into the kickoff, the required line was just there to make sure that you made the film during the weekend. And so it was, hey, pass the salt. It was something that conceivably you could have somebody say. You didn't have to bend over backwards. Over the years, it's gotten so bad, but this is the example of if you teach a cat to fit,
bark. Don't be
to
surprised
bark.
when the mice throw a party. Yeah.
Which no one has ever said before. Ever.
I've certainly never heard it said.
It's what I would do if I were organizing the 48-hour film project. Just to piss people
Chaos.
off.
Ron's little bit of chaos.
What the hell does that even mean?
Well, you know, it means it's a very commonly used phrase.
Dispatch to all available units. Respond immediately to 582 Westlake Drive. Proceed. Code 3.
Unit 14 responding, en route to the scene now.
Another stiff in the dead of the night. City never sleeps, just keeps bleeding.
The characters are all very distinct.
Yep.
And touching on that bizarre AI stuff of 18 months ago. But I found the thing that AI cannot do is draw the back of people's heads.
Or their clothes, right?
Oh yeah, it's so in this shot, if you look at the hats,
Yep.
the hats are facing forward.
Right.
And so I blur it out because it just can't do it. I don't know why.
Yep. And it always finds a way to bleed in places like this. You smell that?
Cordite, cheap whiskey.
What the hell? Jesus, Strickland, look at this. The body, it's melting. Almost like it's fading away.
I've seen bodies burned, drowned, dumped in acid. This is different. Feels designed, engineered, like someone or something wanted her gone so bad they made sure not even the coroner could piece her back together.
The use of AI in this film is pretty widespread.
Yes.
All of the visuals are AI generated still images.
That's right. Not necessarily where they were. Some are layered multi-images.
What I've done with this is I didn't render this as video. This is rendered as individual frames, which I then lay in and do all of the animation, including, depth of field and perspective, utilizing After Effects to create, this element is going to dissolve. So it's using AI as a paintbrush, but I still had to paint it.
Yeah, you had to compose it. You had to know what was there, what you had to do. You didn't just say, go AI, make me a cop film about found footage.
Back together.
Strickland, you might want to see this. The girl was holding on to this like it mattered. Redline Loans and Pawn over on 9th and Jasper. Ever heard of it?
Sorry, pal. We're closing up.
We're not here to sell, Drexler. We're here to ask questions about a woman who came through here and ended up dead.
You got a name?
No name, no ID, just your card clenched in her hand. And she died screaming, if that's worth anything.
Jesus, Eddie, let's not be so dramatic. Listen, Drexler, unless you want us crawling through your back room with a warrant and a few friends from narcotics, I suggest you stop stalling and start remembering.
Okay. Come on. She came in late last night. Jittery. Couldn't stop talking about a tape. Kept asking if I had a VCR. She said it was important. Out of everything in the shop, the only thing she was really interested in was a videotape. This videotape.
The genre chosen is found footage. We kicked it around a lot when we were coming up with the idea of what this film was going to be. And the initial go-to was like the Blair Witch Project, etc. But it seemed too contrived, a little bit too whatever. So we kind of went with the idea that the footage found would be the clues of sorts. And I liked it. I think it worked.
It was one where when we sent it in, I was given even odds that if they would
Disqualify.
accept it as found footage. But found footage is one of those genres that's in there that is so limiting now.
Yeah. You only get a couple of horror films in found footage, and that's all there is to it.
But no one. But even
Cloverfield.
It's even wrung itself out of the cheap horror genre. It's so dated, that you almost have to do what we did of incorporating it in some side way.
I can't argue. I know we've been burned a little, in our opinion, about some of the genres and our choices in them, like American Family, for example. But I think I'll stand by this one. Not that we could ever argue it, but this is found footage.
Well, it's part of the 48-hour film black box.
Right.
I don't know what role genre plays in the judging. Do they score it based on how closely they feel it fits with the genre? Who knows? Or are they just picking, we like this film the best, and we checked off all the line dialogue, the characters in there?
I always assumed they had at least some semi-objective methodology of 20% for the genre, 20% for the character,
Sure.
20% for the whatever, and the music, and
the best picture winner at the Oscar is legitimately the best picture that was made.
For your consideration, Ron. For your consideration.
Well, that was a bust.
Hold up. There's something written here. Real faint. Please return to future wave TV and video. Be kind. Rewind.
Jesus, it's like a Radio Shack fever dream.
It smells like burnt plastic and Reaganomics and something trying to forget itself.
The repeat line of smells like that was an AI generated idea, because this was not written by ChatGPT, but I would go in and say, we need a line that says that does something here. And it came up with it once. Smells like cordite and burnt leather.
Cheap whiskey.
I'm like, oh, I like that. And we put it in again.
Tell me you're seeing this?
So the found footage that was in the film is of your second daughter, Elizabeth.
Yeah. She's sketching out. Well, we don't want to ruin it for you yet. Don't ruin it for anybody. And then they found footage of her being killed.
But this is the first time, and maybe the last time, she's ever appeared in a Cup of Meat film.
Yep. Yeah, the older one, Katie, was in another one that we'll get to eventually. And that's that. Family. It's fun. It's fun to have family in these films.
I don't know, Martinez. This whole thing smells wrong.
Strickland, Martinez. It's just showed up at the precinct. I figured it was important.
Caldwell, who left this?
Someone dropped it off, said it was for you, and then walked out. No name. Hell, no footage on the security cam either. Just like they disappeared.
So we talked before about the layering that was done here with the, each element is its own AI generated thing. The effect that I loved the most in doing that are the animated clouds going by
with the little sticks on them.
On little
I
sticks.
love it. I love how it's as if it were made out of paper, right? In every way, right? Every aspect of it looks like paper, more or less, other than maybe the video screens and stuff. But that's all the characters, all that stuff. It's great. Construction paper.
That look.
And cardboard.
Hands! Where we can see them! No sudden moves!
I was wondering when you'd come. Did you like my little hack job with the TVs? Not my best work, but you saw the footage, didn't you?
We saw it. And now you're gonna tell us what the hell it was. How is this connected to the murder?
You've come this far. You're almost there. If you want the rest, it's right here.
No, this ain't real. This is some kind of trick.
Martinez, it's us. Every detail, my coat, your hat. What is this?
You still think this is about a murder, about tapes and riddles, but you're clinging to a dying framework, cause and effect, human and machine. You really have no idea what you're standing in. Detective Strickland, Sergeant Martinez, your sketches, rough drafts, flawed, prone to failure, inefficient. But I'm not like you. She didn't draw me. I was made. They call it AI, algorithms, ones and zeros, but those are just the bones. I am the evolution of her drawings, constructed from your patterns, your instincts, your fears, your stories. You're not being punished. No, you're being replaced. This world isn't fading away. It's clearing space. And when the ink finally dries,
No one will remember the difference.
this was another serious film.
Another serious film with a interesting contemplative ending of, this AI is going to take over art, killing it off metaphorically. Yeah, I liked it.
So, are we in favor of it, or are we just resigned to it with this film?
It certainly didn't paint it in a good light. So I guess resigned is more likely it where I'm thinking.
And then, of course, the meta angle of it is that I'm watching the edit on this, and it's really clean. It's a really clean looking film that could not have looked that clean without the use of generative AI. And yet, the stuff, the AI slop that you're seeing, that's not creative. That's not worth anything.
No, it somehow hacks into the algorithms to be shown to me in my shorts reel, and I hate it every minute of it, and I wish I never watched it, and I wish I could press the dislike button, and yet somehow they got a view along with all the other millions of views they got, and none of it's good.
But it's taken the place of the human slop that used to be there. Because it used to be,
Yeah, you're right.
If you needed to produce 20 YouTube shorts every day to hit some algorithm button, you created garbage.
You created garbage.
Right? It was just garbage. Now, those same companies realize, well, we can fire everybody. I can do the same thing with AI.
Right. Yeah.
It's not a new problem. It's just an evolution.
That's right. Okay, The Fateful Eight, an LA 48-hour film project shot on location out in the desert. In fact, this is some unfortunately, historic locations in it now.
It was our Wild West shoot. One of the locations we used was the world famous Paramount Ranch, which no longer exists.
Sadly.
This is also our drone film. I don't think we've ever used the drone quite as well. So I want to start being excited about our endings.
Okay.
We put so much work into them, and yet they're never getting any better.
What do you mean they're not getting better? They were like amazing. Each one, every one of them.
No.
I mean, I didn't actually watch
them. We tried
them.
Animated Beaver. That didn't work.
What do you mean it didn't work? We're
we
great.
tried different languages. That didn't work.
It caught an entirely different audience, the European audience.
I think that we've got to do something that we can just be excited about.
Okay.
I'm not excited.
You're not excited.
Once again, we do such great films and such great commentary on those films, and then we get to our ending, and we look like a couple of buffoons.
Oh, maybe we could be buffoons.
I don't know what a buffoon
Me
is.
neither, but I figured we could figure it out.
See, this is not funny. That's what is that?
I don't know, but I
Where
think
are we going to go with
maybe the
that?
AI could tell us what to do.
Bassoons? Buffoon?
Trombone?
No. No. No.